Okay, so now when our sentry bot enemy sees you, it will go into attack mode or high alert mode right away. Oh, that's what we are going to test now. Okay, so notice that it went into high alert mode right away. But now we move away from it, it should go back to the normal mode, which it is now. So it's in high alert mode again, but in a few seconds it should go back to normal. Okay. So whenever it is in high alert mode, it will alert the nearby enemies of your presence, which is what we are going to do next. Okay, so let's create a new script called alert enemy or sentry alert. Okay, so in scripts, in controller, okay, let's create a new folder for this as well. Let's call it enemy behavior or behaviors. Okay, let's create a new script called sentry. Okay, so we are going to attach this new script to our sentry enemy here. So let's see, add component sentry. Okay, so let's go back to the script and let's open our new sentry script. Okay, so this is our sentry script. Okay, so for our sentry script, we need to know where the nearby enemies are. So we need a reference to the spawner, or rather we need to know if there are any nearby enemies or not. So let's see, we need to get the spawner. So let's create a region to organize our references. Okay, and region. Okay, so we need the spawner. Okay, because all of the enemies in the current stage is, or rather the spawner has a link to all of the current enemies in the current stage. And we also need the player. Okay, so let's get that as well. So in start, when the sentry enemy is created, okay, we get the player, and we also get the spawner. Okay, we also need to know if our current enemy is in high alert, as in if attacking is true, then we search for nearby enemies and alert them. So we need a boolean, or rather we need to link it to the enemy itself. Okay. Okay, so how do we link this enemy to this enemy script? So we could try using get component. Okay, enemy, since they are part of the same game object. Now if the enemy is attacking, okay, then we search for nearby enemies. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, by going through all of the current enemies that has been spawned in the current stage. So if the current, or if this current enemy is in high alert or attacking, okay, sentry type, please search for nearby enemies and alert them. Okay, so to search for nearby enemies, we have to create a boundary, or just think of it as an imaginary box, and if any other enemies are in this imaginary box, we will alert those enemies and tell them where the player is. So alert bounce goes to enemy, or rather new bounce transform dot position, the size, new vector 3 x and y. Get and we'll get the enemy's bounce first, because enemy dot let me comment this first. Enemy dot get component renderer dot bounce. So that we do not need to keep trying to search for it, which is not that efficient. So we just get it once and cache it here. So the width will be maybe bounce dot size dot x times 2. So imagine if the sentry bot has a width of 10 pixels. Okay, if we say ×2, then it will search for 20 pixels wide, which is not a lot. Okay, let's make it ×10 instead, so that the entire... Okay, let's try ×5. Let's not go too overboard with this. And we will use the same height, so that only the row where the sentry type enemy is, or rather only the enemies at the same row as the sentry type enemy will be alerted. So let's get the number of enemies. And go through them all to see if any of them is okay within this boundary. So enemy search enemy equals to spawner dot enemy spawn okay X. Of course we have to cast it back to the enemy type. And now if search enemy dot get component renderer dot bounce, or rather if alert bounce dot okay contains the enemy's position. Okay, then we will alert this enemy. If this particular enemy is within the sentry alert boundary, okay, then we will alert this enemy of where the player is. Okay, we'll set it as to do, as we'll continue this okay in the next session. But basically what this will do is, imagine if there are two enemies, okay, the sentry bot and the metal drone. So if the sentry bot sees you but the drone does not, okay, and imagine that you are on the right side but both of these enemies are on the left, okay, the sentry bot will alert the drone so that the drone will turn to the right and see you and attack you right away. So that is basically what the sentry bot will do. Okay, it will alert nearby enemies of your presence so that they will attack you. But that's it for this session. So I hope that you have enjoyed today's live game development. Okay, even though this is recorded offline, so by the time you are watching this, it should be maybe a few hours later. Okay, but anyway, the next live stream will be in 3 days, and by then Twitch TV should be, or rather the live stream should be able to connect to Twitch TV by then. Okay, do check the Twitter at @whitesponge, okay, for whether the live stream is up or not in 3 days time at the same time. Okay, last but not least, have a great day ahead, and this has been David, and I will see you soon in a few days time. Cheers.